Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Logic Lounge with Fleazy Jones. That's me, episode 99, brought to you by the General and my brother, Block Legend 7. Tonight, shouts out to Cali, man, first and foremost, man. Tonight, for my 99th episode, I have the pleasure and honor to have what I consider to be Cali's power couple. And that is Chosen on the Beat and Miss Bree, the hosts and creators of the Chop Shop podcast show. Yo, listen to me. For one, I'm super excited because they shit is going crazy right now. For one, the hats that they wear and the way that they are automatically attracted me to them. Shouts out again to my brother Block Legend 7 who put me in tune with these beautiful people. Yo, I got to say, honestly, this is the coolest couple that I have ran across since I've been doing this. And man, they wearing a lot of hats. So yo, instead of breaking down accolades like I usually do, yo, I am bringing these people up and I need to extract knowledge from them, man. Let's get it cracking. Chosen.
Said I would. I said I wouldn't get emotional today. Thug from Chicago. I'm just holding. Yo, I cannot thank you guys enough for tonight, man. This is exciting as hell. Do y'all listen? Do y'all understand the motion y'all got?
Man, I didn't realize. Please, I did not.
Appreciate it.
Do you understand the impact that you two cause? I mean, let's talk about one thing about it, Chosen, man. My brother put me on to you guys, right? And I understand that you've been rocking with Block for a while. So, you know, Block's a straight shooter. I'm a straight shooter. Anything I talk about tonight is with love with both of y'all. So, man, let's talk about it. Y'all are like Cali's power biracial couple.
Let's get some shirts for that real quick.
I'm gonna need a shirt. Yo, that's homework.
I am so fucking serious, man. Like, I had over a week, other than me watching as long as I've been following, to do my homework. And I'm like, yo, it's too much. Like, all the way down to 15 minutes before the show, Chosen, I ran into the perfect song, Talk to Me. And this in 21.
Yeah.
During COVID,
yeah.
You guys started this in 2017, I understand, on the internet as a radio show.
yes.
When it comes to the Chop Shop. So I want to ask my first question to both of you guys is, how did we come with the Chop Shop in general?
That's Miss Bree, man. That's all Miss Bree, to be honest with you. She came up with the Chop Shop because we always talking it up. First, we started in our garage. Right? So we was thinking about like how we can figure out what are we doing, and we're like, oh, like a chop shop. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we coming to chop it up. So
Facts.
people just pull up to chop it up. So that's why, that's what sparked the Chop Shop.
Okay.
Exactly.
So then, with you being a producer, Chosen, how did you even get into the field of music? I understand that you were born in Ohio and then you moved to Cali as a kid. Miss Bree, you're born and raised in Dago, so you've been there from the jump.
Yeah.
How did you, and I understand that is the ultimate connection, is music.
Yeah.
So how did you get into that field to even get to the Chop Shop podcast?
Well, as far as me getting into music,
Period.
well,
Yeah.
I was brought up in church, so it all came through church with my pops. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even know I didn't even know at the time I was gonna do music until I lived with my dad, and then I used to watch him play the drums. And one day he said, "Get on the drums," and I just copied everything he did on the drums or whatever, and then it just came natural to me. And then the homie, my homeboy, my brother Corey K20, when I came back out here to live in Cali before I met my wife, he showed me how to start using the program. I started off with Reasons and stuff like that, and then it just sparked up from there. You know what I mean? But it originally started out with the love from church and the music and things of that nature. As far as Miss Bree, how did you get into music?
Yeah,
had it,
because
had it in me always, that's what I've always had it. I always wanted to, like, my childhood wasn't the greatest, right? And so we find a lot of times that we choose to kind of gravitate towards music that kind of like feeds our soul a little bit. So I feel like that's where I gravitate. And I was like, let me start writing. I started writing. And then I found I can sing, and then met him in church, and then started singing in church, and he played the drums, and then rest is history, I guess you could say.
it it was fucking man, if I could speak freely, man. Like the connection that I see between you two is extremely powerful in my opinion because y'all doing some big shit, man. Like for one, you got into music off of roots, and that's always good. You know what I mean? You can't deny that. And you guys, I want to start. I got to start off with this. For one, I ask anybody that comes to the land. What's the interesting fact about them? And being as though I have a couple today, listen, I feel like Chosen is I'm about to check out, you know what I mean, family tree because we gotta be cousins somewhere down the line. Because my man said his interesting fact was he like not only does he like his food crispy, let's get that straight first and
Yeah,
foremost, but
yeah.
hot,
Hot.
ridiculously
Ridiculously.
hot.
I need it. I can't do no cold food. I can't do my wings slimy, bro. I need them shits cooked.
Burn his mouth.
Burn my mouth.
Burn his mouth.
I need my syrup hot. I need my shit hot.
He needs to see the steam from the French fries.
My boy Corey right there. He'll know. He'll tell you. I see you, boy.
Exactly.
Yo, that is so wild to me. But then they turn around, and the interesting fact from you, Miss Bree, is that you actually auditioned for Diddy's Making the Band Part 3.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Now,
Well,
Did he have that baby oil on him?
this is what I'm saying. This has got to be my family.
I was able to escape, but no.
Oh God, did you not? Yeah.
No, I made it all the way to the part before Diddy. So there's a long process. Just kind of like American Idol, kind of like long process to get to it. So I got everything to the part before I hit New York. So
Okay. You dodged the bullet, man.
yeah,
I
think that was God's.
You dodged the bullet. I found that so interesting because I'm like, anybody else probably would be starstruck of it. But one thing I've noticed about y'all when I've watched your episodes is there's no line to neither one of you. It's like you are who you are. So when you shared that with me in the email, I'm like, holy shit! I know she's like, yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah.
like, right.
Some things just ain't worth it, man. Some things just ain't worth it. Man,
Sometimes you don't realize that somebody's looking out for you, ahead of it. Even though at the time it was very discouraging, like, oh man, I made it almost there, and then I'm seeing some of the talent that was on there. I'm like, that was me. I could have done that, and then realizing that, a greater purpose, somebody else is looking out for you to make sure that, that's not your journey. So it's a blessing.
it is. It is. And you guys were made to be bosses, though. Like I said, I'm a fan of natural, man. I have not gotten through everything, which shouts out to you approaching the end of season 2.
Yeah.
Am I correct with
You're
that?
correct. You're
So
correct.
what I've been seeing thus far is like, yo, we need these type of conversations. You guys are having uncomfortable conversations. It's more than just hot topics, and you're also pushing your people out there. This is something I love. Start at home. If Cali is home, start at home. That's something I deal with. I'm sure many people deal with in other cities where it's harder to really get love in your own city. And it's like you guys kind of, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, in a way, pride yourself out there. Like you guys get it out the mud. Like, so how do you choose who comes to the Chop Chop podcast show?
Well,
It's
we
different things.
we know a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Just from doing music and then being out there and trying to be in the industry. You know, when you're out there, you're out there. So you meet a lot of different people. So being that it's our home, we're picking and choosing people that we are comfortable with recently. You know what I mean? We're not just letting anybody pull up. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because it's actually our home. Our daughter lays her head down. So if you come to the house, I have to have known you, have to have done business with you. We have to have broke bread somewhat. You know what I
Understood.
mean?
And your spirit needs to be positive coming through this home.
That's
Exactly.
big.
And then that's first and foremost. And then after that, right now, we just want good topics and real people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no specifications. You don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be a model. You can be a regular person, and you're really in that has that's able to have a conversation and talk about real things,
Yeah.
real couples, real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We try to keep it real. You know what I mean? Just that's it. Just I don't know people when people say that it's like that's a red flag. Trying to keep it real, but it's like that's what we're attracted to. Authenticity, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. We want people to be honest with themselves, even if it's not what everybody wants to hear. It's not like the PC type of what you're gonna say, right? We want somebody to be like, just keep it real, because conversations, he and I don't always get along, and some of our guests, some of their views are things that we don't necessarily agree with, but it's good to have that conversation so that whoever's watching, viewers, can be like, oh, okay, I didn't think of it that way, you know? So
Yeah.
maybe opens people's minds a little bit.
Yeah. And that's what I actually naturally see. Like, okay, you can honestly tell when a person is trying to do something in malice or when they're trying to like cloud chase or something like that. I love real. And that's something big that I go on. I don't have to agree with what you say. There's a lot of stuff. I could use my brother Block for an example. There's a lot of stuff Block could be telling me, and I'll be sitting there looking like, I'm so glad we're brothers. Like,
Block me on one sometimes. I was like, man, Block, what you want
man,
here?
but he ain't steered me wrong. That is truly my brother. And just to, like you say, it has to be authentic. It has to be that. So then, okay, that's the people. How do you guys come with your topics? Let's talk about it. How do you got, what is the process that you two do to say, hey, yo, we're going to talk about this? Like, where did these topics come from? Because I don't even have to mention one or two that's people will be scared of these topics, man.
It's just, bro, we just say what people are too afraid to say.
That's
What we're
it.
trying to, at least.
Right.
They think about it, right? Like, but they don't say it. And I'm like, listen, that's my problem. Like I'm sometimes considered a butthole because I'm too direct and stuff like that. But it's like, yo, some people like that. So
Yeah.
Some people do.
we just chop me and Bree just chop it up amongst ourselves, and sometimes we even have our guests say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" Like, we're perfect, man. Those guys, they're out there, so they be thinking about all kind of stuff. So it's always a movie when we get together.
Yeah.
But we just go, we come up with some topics with ourselves, thinking about the stuff that we've done with
That's
our
it.
relationships and our
Exactly.
what we've been through, things of that nature, and then we come up with those and we just display it and see how it goes. And sometimes it hits, and sometimes it's just people are bored. It's just you can't please everybody.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of the conversations that we have are things that, because I feel like everybody has a podcast now, right? I mean, let's just keep it real.
Yeah.
And what I want to do, what we want to do for our podcast is to have conversations, like we've said, that nobody else has really discussed. You know, everybody's looking for, sometimes these podcasts will just go for like the it fact, like we get those quick little, views or whatever. And some people want to be like very politically correct and like, I want to make sure I say these. We don't really have like a specific niche that's like, okay, we're talking about finance, so we're talking about this. We're kind of talking about a lot of different things that are broad, obviously geared towards relationships because that's what we're strong in. But I feel like a lot of the things that we discuss are things that not everybody wants to have. They're afraid to discuss.
Yeah.
Or too afraid to even admit to themselves. Like the one I'm sure that maybe what you're speaking of is the conversation about who was allowed to say the N-word or not, and stuff like that.
That
And
was one. Yeah.
that was a very different topic, but being the fact that, I'm keeping it honest. I did say that when I was younger. And,
Mhm.
being able to I mean, everybody give me a pass if you want to say, and saying it was cool to say because of who I was around. But the thing is that I had to grow in myself to do that and not having somebody tell me what to do. So I think that conversation needs to be discussed amongst my people that look like me. You know what I mean? And
Understood.
so nobody's going to tell them that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's like, I have to tell you, this is not appropriate. So I think conversations like that are what kind of makes our podcast a little bit different. And then being the fact we've been married.
It's an untouched market just because you guys have made it an untouched market. Chosen, you said it. It's almost like the Batman theory, how Joker says the best way to hide something is right under the nose. And that's only just one. Look, that didn't do anything compared to the talk where Chosen pretty much, asked the man like, yo, if like me as a married man, if I told my wife to do some butt stuff, does that make it's like conversations that motherfuckers will look at you like, and my man Chose just looking like waiting on the answer, like,
Right.
bruh, you have a very outspoken spirit. Very
Yeah.
outspoken. A lot of people, it's not that they think you're an asshole, they don't know how to take you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
They don't
misunderstood.
know how to take you, bruh, because you listen
It
to.
might be a little bit of both.
I mean,
Respectfully.
I don't get it twisted because I am definitely, very
Yeah.
versed in the world of being an asshole.
Yeah.
That's how I'm able to identify where I look at the positive. I try to look at the positive out of everything. What that tells me more than anything is, yo, you could trust a brother like that because under no circumstances is he gonna lie to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Under none, whether you like it or not. I'm not
Yeah.
There's no sugarcoat,
deal.
is what he calls it. He said, I
Yeah.
don't sugarcoat anything. It's very blunt with what he says. You can either take it or you leave it, whatever. But I'm gonna tell you what I feel.
I'm trying to
That's
get a
it.
little better.
No, man, don't change that, bruh. But
Yeah.
when you spit, not only is it the topics that really interest me with you guys, it's the fact that you guys are married and I honestly share a lot of your world with the public. How has that worked? What made you guys comfortable enough to say, "Hey, we'll let it all out"? It's one thing to be honest in your opinion about things, but it's another to let, if I'm being honest, complete strangers into your world. You may not let them deep, but why did you guys even decide to share what you share with your life with the world?
You gonna take that one?
I mean, honestly, we could have done the Beyonce and Jay-Z approach and not say anything at all, and just not discuss but I feel like our lessons, we want somebody to maybe also kind of reflect and say like, oh, I don't want to necessarily do that. Or maybe they have like an idea of how they've been living their life and maybe saying, oh, okay, this can be something that's different based upon us discussing it. And I feel like our dynamic is a little bit different because when he and I are having conversations, we're almost like interviewing each other. You know what I mean? During that
Yeah,
time. Is that
yeah,
is that how we are when we normally talk? Sometimes, for the most part, because that's how we get to know each other. But being that we've been together for, he says, 15 to 17 years, 17 years relationship, 15 years married,
nice.
what else can we talk about? We know everything about each other, but what we're going through. There's things that I'm going through that I don't necessarily discuss, and vice versa. And so us being able to have this discussion through podcasts is almost like therapy for us. So it's like you're just viewers watching us discuss, us kind of break through what we're going through in our relationships or what's the environment's going through, what's going on around us. So
Yeah, it was more for therapy, I think. And then we thought, well, what if somebody else is going through what we've gone through, you know?
mm-hmm.
And then we were always helping other people with something. Bleezy, like we're always doing something with an artist or investing in somebody and doing everything for everybody. And then and sometimes they don't necessarily not necessarily appreciate it, but it doesn't work out. Let's just say that it doesn't work out. And then it's like, well, it's kind of time to invest in ourselves. Like we started the chop shop a while ago, and I think it could have been, if we would have never quit, it might have been bigger than what we are now. So we just said, why don't
Yeah,
we try this again, and let's put everything that we put into everybody else into us.
That's it.
And I think that's the reason why we kind of started, and like I said, therapy, and then try to let people share what we going through, and that could probably help somebody else that's going through the same thing. You
yeah.
know?
We don't want our lives to be in vain. You know what I mean? Like if we've gone through this for a reason, there's a reason that hopefully that we're able to assist even one person. You know what I mean? So that's what we're hopeful for.
It's such a this game that we play, guys, is I call it, it's a word that I use. It's like a backhanded game, honestly. There's a lot of there's a lot of people that try to maybe get too deep into things. You have the DM jumpers for both parties. With all of that, and what you guys sharing, and that's a dope ass answer. It's like that's a selfless answer to look to help somebody. I salute the shit out of that. But how does doing that keep you guys union strong?
Because we're able to communicate better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's communication has been me and her biggest flaw. I think if you want to say in our relationship, right?
Okay.
It's always a yelling match, or we're not able to get our point, or I don't let her talk, or she don't let me talk, and it's been an everlasting battle coming up in our relationship, or whatever, right? That's been every couple has some issues.
Yeah.
That's our like main issue. So this has been like really therapeutic. So I think that it actually it brought us closer together.
Yeah.
Because now we take how we communicate on the podcast to real life. You know what I mean? We're actually trying to, I let her speak, she lets me speak, and vice versa. So
Yeah.
it minimizes some of the, sometimes, depending on how mad
Right.
I am.
You ain't saying
So maybe she gave me that booty last night, and I'll be a lot more easy to talk. Say whatever you want.
say, whatever.
Whatever you want,
you
man.
say.
Say whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm just saying, I think it just helps. I think it keeps us together because, like I said, the communication factor just allows us to communicate better.
Exactly.
Has it ever took a wrong turn? And again, this is not to pry or say anything in malice. It's just the uncertainty of people. You know what I mean? I've ran into personal issues where I've may have given too much and it shouldn't have been done that way. And as far as business and life, where I'm in the business of talking to folks, like, has that ever took a turn where maybe there were people that you guys work with that you shouldn't have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say yes, it's true, but then I also will say that if there was a lesson learned with whoever we worked with, whether it was something that even if we thought it was negative at the time, or whatever, I just feel like it was like, okay, we needed to do that. It had to give us some type of lesson of some sort. Sometimes we haven't learned that quite yet,
Right.
but I would say that there's not really any. I can't really say that I would never want to work with those people that we work with, but I would say that it was a lesson.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
say that as a dude, like, look, that a person that feels like I feel like I know Chosen. I'm gonna keep saying that. So with that said, like, this is not even a joke. The dude don't play. You get what I mean? Like, there's a, you know what I mean? So it can get beyond professional. That's kind of why I asked that question, because being that type of person, having that type of personality and doing what you do, it can get there. You know what I mean?
No, it has. No. It has. Trust me.
Okay.
Like with not necessarily on the podcast per se. Maybe that one last episode because our artist kind of
Yeah, yeah,
But that's like our brothers.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah, like because before I never really knew how to speak to people, right? I would just say what the hell I want to say, and it just came out wrong. You know what I'm saying? So there that attitude or who I was, you know, rubbed people the wrong way,
yeah,
and it was hard for me to work with people sometimes, even in the studio making music, because I'm like, no, that's just trash. Redo it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not always the approach to fucking do it.
And some of the
yeah,
girls that are singing are like,
You know what I'm saying? And then I
you
can't, and then when I'm dealing with women, it's like you can't really talk to women
You can't
that
talk to
way.
them like
Like
that.
there's certain
yeah,
ways you have to really approach certain things. So yes, it has caused issues and it has caused conflict to where I had to adjust on how I spoke to people. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I can't. We're not yes men. I can't be a yes man, so I can't make you happy all the time. I'm gonna tell you, never like I don't want to.
More so me.
You're not negative. You're just too negative. It's like, no, I'm not negative. It's just not right. We gotta get it right. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
I'm just saying what it
yeah,
is.
because if somebody told me my shit is whack, I'm gonna be like, ugh, but then I'm gonna go fix it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get butthurt.
yeah,
I'm gonna figure out how to fix it.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? But it's not always taken like or received like that.
Everybody feels
by
that
people.
way.
So.
Yeah.
yeah. it's a lot of emotional people,
Yes.
especially
Oh,
nowadays. You know, we are dealing with it's the fucking Twilight Zone, yo.
bro, it's fucking
It's
ridiculous. I
the
mean, we about to
Twilight Zone.
we're gonna be talking to robots soon, bro.
No.
Girls gonna have robot dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, we- it's over.
They
It's
lightweight
just
already
crazy.
do. They
This shit is
lightweight already do.
this shit is crazy, bro.
Men too. Men, they
I
already
mean,
got the
dead
female
ass.
one. They care about the female
Same
ones
thing with
more.
men. It's like we're gonna want fakeness so bad. We're gonna want fake everything, and it's like, yeah, you're right, bro. It's
It's
everything is
scary
soft.
time. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
scary times, man. I say people like me and you guys are we're braver than people know, because to even still have the type of attitude that we have, which is, it's so crazy when being real is the exact opposite now.
No.
Like,
No.
there are things you have to accept as like, are you serious? Like, listen, I don't care what you do on your personal time. I don't.
Right.
I don't. I'm not the person that judge. I've worked with a lot of people. I have family members that do some things that, hey, that's your business. If you're not out here sacrificing kids and hell Satan type of shit, hey, listen, be blessed. You know
Yeah.
what I
Right.
mean? But
Right.
it's like, to be honest, to tell a person what you see nowadays can get you fucked over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah,
and it's
blackballed.
like,
They don't want to work with you. Like, it's like, bro,
You
like
get canceled.
you get
You'll get
canceled.
canceled for being real.
You gotta just. It's like, in order to keep your job, you gotta go with the flow. The minute you go against the grain, they don't want you there. It's like,
Yeah.
dang. So no, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
terrible.
say that to say, this is why I am definitely, although I am fairly new to you guys' art, I am rooting for it, because this is needed. Because honestly, this is an antique thing now. It's an antique thing.
It is.
I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be in here explaining to you why, just because I'm Fleazy today, I should be able to be Felicia tomorrow.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
And and then, being honest, some things just ain't meant to happen. You know what I
Right.
mean? And if I tell you that,
Right.
I'm bashing.
Right.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah. Especially that.
Right.
I'm not
You know,
bashing.
not
I have to.
bashing you. I'm just telling you what is real.
Right.
Like I
People,
said.
what's each his own, right? What you
Yeah.
eat don't make me shit. So what you do is your business. What I do is my business. As long as, like you said, as long as you're not harming any children or anything satanic,
Right.
or anything like that going on, then to each his own. But then please don't try to forcefully have me agree with you if I don't agree with you within my being or whatever. And so I feel
Yeah.
like that's where our conversations with the chop shop and stuff like that we want to
Yeah.
discuss, because it needs to be had. We're
Yeah.
here to get along with everybody, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we'll be respectful, but be respectful to us too, as far
Absolutely.
as how we feel. And if we offend, please let us be aware so that we can correct what we feel is right within ourselves. But you hit it on the head with that one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
seriously.
I am a fan. I am a fan. I cannot explain my excitement for tonight. Like, we. It's like finding the Avengers. That's how I
Stop.
look at you, dude. I'm
Stop.
dead ass serious.
Bye.
It's like,
Bye.
You on block. We just start following each other, and then all of a sudden he likes something. I'm like, oh, let me respond, and then we start posting and put. I'm like, these are some real dudes, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I go and check out your interviews a couple times with a couple of people. I'm like, oh, this is dope, bro. Like, I
yeah,
like what they're doing, man. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't even know that you were even a fan like that. You know what I mean? And
dude,
that's
No,
super
you're
seriously.
dope.
real.
That's
To
super dope.
be to have people on a show where there are automatic differences and it does not feel that way is powerful. I can use the hairdresser,
Yeah.
the loctician, the brother that y'all had on
Yeah.
there. The comfortability in that room made me just like, I'm like, I love this. I love this. And I know for a fact there are differences in ways of
Yeah.
living,
Yeah.
differences in opinions.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what you do, I do not do.
Knots. Yeah.
But it didn't feel that
Yeah.
way. It didn't feel
It's
that
not
way.
supposed.
Y'all, like I say,
Yeah.
but people can't naturally do it, bro. I'm supposed to, by the way it is now, I'm supposed to be on here asking y'all all the smut shit. Like, yo, you ever caught Chosen cheating? type shit. Like that's what it's supposed
She's
to be.
living,
Like,
and that answer is no.
but I'm
I mean, I know what you're
just saying,
saying.
like,
I know what you're
why we
saying.
can't have a dope
No
conversation? I
conversation
want to
about it.
know.
Exactly.
Today was my thing was like, yo, I get to interview the interviewers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's kind of
And
Bree
you're
interesting.
doing
hit
it, and
me
you're
with the, oh
dope.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
what's
you're
the
dope.
topics, dude?
I'm
That's
learning.
a
I'm like, the
first.
techniques I'm learning, I'm about to put these techniques over mine, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's fluid. I love it. You know what I'm saying?
You guys make people feel so comfortable. I said I wanted that opportunity. I found it so funny when you put us together in the group chat and Miss Bree was doing a social media manager thing. She was, yo, what's the topics? I'm like, you,
Right.
you guys. Like
Yeah.
I could
That was up.
tell it was a, but like, yo, that's what this is about. That's what I feel collaboration is. You guys are the people letting people have voices. I'm like, yo, they don't even know they don't have the time to talk about them. So I wanted that opportunity.
Yeah, that's
That's
dope.
very kind of you. Thank you.
We're gonna have to figure out how to do a panel. You, your brother, get some other females on there, have a whole little joint. You know what I mean? I think that'd be dope.
Man, I
Uh,
say this respectfully. Do not threaten me with a good
I'm
time.
Right. No, you
serious.
need to pull
I'm
up to the chop
serious.
shop.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm serious.
Right?
Again,
We don't, cause I
Let's
mean, my
go.
family in the Midwest, so when we go out there to Ohio, we gonna have to
Right.
pull up. I'm serious,
Hmm.
and I'm not
let me
even
pull out
playing.
the script. Oh
Right.
no, don't do that. Man, listen. I wouldn't want it no other way because like I say, that is dope to have still just real people
Yeah,
out here and actually doing something. Like, yes, we all want financial gain to this shit, but look, I'm not coming in it to hurt nobody when doing something.
Right.
If I come to you, I want to know your story.
yeah.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
So salute to you, man. Okay, the sentimental over, man.
All right.
The
Appreciate you. Salute
sentimental
to you.
over. No, you know what I mean? I want to ask a deep question though, because since we're speaking about the times that we're in and you know, people and their judgments are pretty screwy. Um, being a biracial couple, have you guys had any type of struggles with that in this field? And if so, how do you deal with those?
Within the podcast field, you mean, as far as?
Podcast, music,
Okay.
both of you are in music, both of you are in the field of like dealing with people. And you know, there are some people that still lay judgment.
Yes.
So with that, like being a biracial couple, has that caused you any like issues when doing what you guys do? And if so, how do you get through those?
Well, being that we're biracial, we're in Cali, so
It's a melting pot
it's a
here.
melting
It's
pot
not a big
here. It's not
so
a big deal. But when we went to Atlanta, we went to like Ohio, you know, certain areas. It seemed like they didn't like this. You know what I'm saying? Like it just seemed we got a lot of looks, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
yeah,
I'm
She
sure
noticed it, but
I
but
paid attention because I'm from here, so I don't see that. I'll be honest with you. You know, I
absolutely.
don't see. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? And
but out south,
it's
in the
yeah.
mid, you know, like I said, I'm from Lima, Ohio, so you know what I mean. It's just like I said, like it's white and black. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of mixed couples, but like in the community when you go out, like we'll walk in the restaurant, it seems like the whole restaurant just stopped and everybody, you know, looking at us and like I'm like, damn,
If we come in together, if
you know
we're
what I
doing it for business purposes, we're like in a group of people, there's no issues. But when we have gone to like just by ourselves to go eat or whatever, separate bill. Every place we went to, they're like, oh, separate bill, meaning like you guys are not together. You have to be doing business together. And that's something that I've noticed. He didn't notice it. I did. I just because I'm not used to that, you know?
But as far as the podcast, to answer your question, the only kind of pushback is talking about when she talks about black issues, and I talk about, you know, like there's certain things that we have to be careful about. You know what I mean? Because I marry white. Now, do I have the ability to speak on black issues, speak on black women, speak on certain things because I have a white wife? You know what I'm saying? So I personally been cautious because I didn't know. Because like for some people, they'd be like, you can't really talk about that issues. You lost your black card. You married white. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things that I was worried about that. But I think that's the only thing. And I had a couple of people on my podcast that kind of shed light. Is like, no, you should be able to say whatever you want to say, no matter if you marry white. You're a black man, and you still are a black man. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
that kind of gave me some encouragement. You know what I mean? Before, because I wouldn't speak on certain things on black issues because of that. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that's the one of the only things that I think that that bothered me is for certain topics that we have to be cautious about speaking on.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah, absolutely. But that shit is out the
Yeah.
window. That shit is out the window because, like you said, listen, you can be. I'll say this again. You can be Timmy today and Tammy tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear shit. I
Right.
don't want to hear shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's nothing compared to what's going on. And like I say, it's natural. I don't even see that, and I only asked that because that was part of the answer that you gave me in response to the little questionnaire that I had. You made it a point to say interracial, so I just wanted to kind of to poke into that. 2 seasons.
Yes.
What's your favorite episode and why?
Ooh,
Mm.
you don't get us in trouble.
I know.
And it can be separate, you know.
That's hard to say. Sheesh, I don't know, man, because there's so many great things that have come individually with all of them. I will say that there was one in our first season that we did, that he and I did together, that I feel like I actually heard him in a way that I haven't heard him. He discussed, you know, like emotional things that he goes through as a man. And that's not something that a man discusses, nor a black man discusses usually, about their emotions and stuff like that, and being comfortable to discuss it obviously with you guys, but in actuality with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had like an epiphany. It was like, shit, I really don't, all these years we've been married, I don't necessarily know if I've ever really, I mean, I worry about how he feels, but like to literally be like, worry about his well-being as far as like how he feels emotionally inside. I feel like we as society are trained to suck it up. Man sucks it up, just deals with it, you know? And I feel like that's fucked up for me to sit there and think that I have never really, all these years we've been married, to like not really address that he goes through something too, without him telling me. You know what I'm saying? Like there's things that he goes through, you know, mentally, that he doesn't tell me, and that was like an eye opener for me. So I feel like that's also what assisted our approach, maybe how we discuss some of these topics. I feel like I'm more open-minded to hear what he's really saying, you know?
So that's what makes you don't have a favorite. I like that answer.
No, I think
I got
I'm not trying to be biased, but I love the one where Perfect comes on there.
Yeah.
Our Perfect episodes just be freaking ridiculous. We go so in, and it's just like that's one of my favorite ones on the Perfect episodes, man, because these guys are just, it's just a big ass freaking argument. It feels like, I don't know. It's just fun. It's just super fun, and we just go. We talk about real stuff. So I like when Perfect comes on. And Drew, shout out to Drew Hefe, shout out to Torian Official, shout out to my boy Raymore, and our other member that's not a part of this anymore, Keiko66. Love y'all, but it's fun when they come on the show, man. It's really fun
because we all have different opinions, but we all are able to just have fun talking, talking shit.
I think the alcohol gets too.
The alcohol starts kicking in a little bit, and
you know, you guys compliment each other. I have to say that it's true yin and yang to it, because again, like I say, there's a trusting yet ferocious spirit to Chosen, and there's a welcoming, humbling. I don't like that word humble. So for lack of a better word, humbling spirit with you. Like I have to keep giving roses, dude. Like I want to see you guys win all the way. Like I do, because it's like that's like, and you best believe when I come out to Cali, stop playing with it. I'm gonna need you to have extra grande furniture, and if I break something, give me a payment plan. All right, I will pay for it.
You straight. We're gonna have it right. You're gonna have it right. We're gonna have it right. No, that's funny. That's hilarious.
So now that I get what I like, I say Cali's power couple on there. I wanted to ask a couple things. What your opinion was about this. I want to bring up it's not so throwback, but it's slowly fading away. But I would love to know you guys' input on the Kendrick and Drake feud. And
Go ahead. You go first.
So I'm King Light Skin, right? You know what I mean? But we
okay,
Cali on, so I already knew that Kendrick destroyed, bro, strategically.
Yeah.
It was
I agree.
the way he had it done. He didn't give him a chance. He just it was just thought out amazingly. He had this stuff in the he had this in the bag. There's no way he had it in the bag, and I think Drake underestimated him.
Yes.
Okay, I think he underestimated. He's like, I'm Drake. I've already dealt this, bro. You dealt with Meek Mill, bro. You did
Right.
not deal with Kendrick. That man's mind is different.
It's
Right.
different.
That it was different. You know what I mean? And I just think that I think Drake underestimated him. I don't think that I don't like the fact that everybody was like, oh fuck Drake now. I think that's dumb. I like it's music. You can't
Yeah.
just be like,
You
I
can't
mean,
discredit him for
just
what he
credit
did.
or fuck Drake. I'm not gonna listen to Drake no more. What I will say is, I just don't know if Drake can come out with that gangster type hard rap or whatever. I think he
So,
can just keep it for the ladies right now, bro.
so
Because I just think you lost all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can't literally listen to you like I'm with my niggas and we rolling through, or whatever. You ain't
it's a
listening,
wrap.
bro. I ain't even trying to hear you right now, Drake. Just stick on
Yeah.
that singing shit. Just stick on the shit, the mental, and to be creative and do that shit. But all that hard, you know what I mean? Start, I don't know, you know what I mean? With my niggas, you know what I mean? None of that, bro. I just think that
So,
has to. I think you got to
mm,
not for a while, at least for a while. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? At least for a while.
He has let it die down a little
I'm just
bit.
mad that J. Cole apologized on.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
mad
saying?
at. I'm
Like,
disappointed. I'm a J. Cole fan. Before I had to change my shirt, I had my Dreamville shirt on because I'm J. Cole like fanatic. But I was disappointed with that. But yeah, I think as far as with Drake goes, Drake, I don't want to discredit his ability. He's a phenomenal writer or ghostwriter, whatever. But collectively, he has good songs. But I did lose respect for him a little bit after this battle. I really did, because I feel like Kendrick brought a little bit stuff to light when I start thinking about it. I'm like, dang, yeah, Drake really isn't about that life. And he talks like he is. I lost a little bit of respect when I heard him do Mob Ties. And I was like, man, you got Mob Ties? I was like, maybe industry wide Mob Ties, I guess. But I just feel like that's not how he grew up. You know what I mean? He was a theater guy, you know what I mean? Degrassi.
yeah,
Like I just, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like before the beard, he was just a little nerd, you know what I mean? And then the beard, like he changed it up, got his BBL or whatever he did, and then things changed with him. And then but I never thought Kendrick was ever to be underestimated. He's a phenomenal rapper. He put me onto him one time just before he was even out, and we saw him out here, and I was like, whoa, I didn't know any of his music, and I was just like I was like, yeah, I'm singing at the end of the songs, like, I'm like, this is amazing. I just knew that he's a showman, and his pen game is ridiculous. And so I respect that. But I feel like because he just comes out with albums here and there, a lot of people think that he maybe wasn't that great of a writer. But he's an artist. You know what I mean? That's what I
Yeah.
think sets him aside from Drake. Drake makes great songs. He may have, global success as far as like Billboard and stuff like that. But he got a lot of people involved with that, to get him to where he needs to be. So I think that went to Drake's head and thinking he was going to win this battle. And then when Kendrick just ate him up, and now he's at the Super Bowl. Oh, oh,
I
oh.
had to get it for, like I say, I respect you guys' opinion so much in the little time that I've, been a part of your platform. So I wanted to know that. Now you know I was gonna ask about this just because of the audition. Thoughts from both of y'all on the whole Diddy situation, period.
Well, I
She
don't, I'm
flicked her
not
hair
Jack
with
or
them.
right, so I don't know all the inside of stuff, everything. But I will say that I believe a lot of it. I hate to say that, like some of my favorites, B and J. I feel like there is involvement with stuff like that. I really do. I know. The Beehive is gonna attack me, but I'm gonna keep it real. I'm worried. I'm worried
Yeah,
because look, there you go. See, leaving
yeah,
me.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
I hate to say that I'm concerned. I
yeah.
don't want that to be the situation, but you can't be close to him that much and party with him that much and not know what he was doing. So it's just questions. And Mary, and like a lot of people that seem to be like tied to it, and just like I already knew when his first baby mama, what's her name, Kim, when she died, I was like, that seems weird. And why did it take so long for her autopsy? And it just, before he even was even a factor, I was like, this just seems odd. You know what I mean? Like, she died of pneumonia, like all this money that she has, and that's, you know what I mean? It was just very fishy. And then you see more and more unravel, and it starts getting me concerned that, but I also think that he's just one person. He's not the head. You know what I mean? He's not the head of the person. Don't shake your head.
No, that's
He's not the head
facts
person.
though.
He's the one who's taking the fall for it.
Yeah,
People are
poster
doing
boy,
it. Yeah.
poster boy.
That's what I'm saying. This is something I don't give a fuck about any adult person that was at a party that was getting butt fucked by this nigga.
Yeah, who
Okay,
cares? That's the
your
business.
All I care about is if there's any underage people
Children.
getting hurt, and all I care about is
People dying.
he beating on women. I don't like those two things. Okay,
I
so
can
that
agree with
shit I
you.
don't give a fuck. Those two things, fuck you, nigga. Get your ass whooped. All right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Partying, fucking. How many parties we done fucked and did all the crazy? We done did our shit, whatever. Right. And what I feel bad about, what not feel bad about, is the fact that these people were being paid to come out and party, and now they're trying to say that they were being sexually assaulted or trafficked or whatever, which possibly could be. I don't know. But from what I'm thinking, Diddy had the covering of the whoever they had the covering of. He did something wrong to somebody up there up top, and he lost the covering, and they are fucking him over, bro.
Exactly.
Because there's too many people and too many shits coming out the woodworks and all this stuff. It just happened out of nowhere. It's like, no, you're getting judged, bro. You're getting judged. You lost your covering for whoever you was with, whatever. Now you're getting judged, but for what? Okay, because he went and had some parties and he had sex orgies, and okay, what's wrong with that? You have never been doing that shit for forever.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like niggas is freaknik. Like what the fuck? Niggas been fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like what is the problem here? Like
yeah,
if they're underage and he's harming underage kids, get his ass.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Beating women and Cassie and all that shit, get his ass.
Yeah.
But what I don't really understand the other shit that's going on. That's what is he getting charged for? And why is all of a sudden one person he sexual harassed me? Oh, he sexual assaulted me, and all these people are coming out of nowhere.
Well, no, but sometimes that happens when people feel that if he's the person of what they're saying, because there's a book that's out that he basically, there's ties to him killing other people, right? You know, like potential ties. So whatever happens to some people, like Kim Porter, 2 people that she dated, they ended up having pneumonia and died.
Yeah.
So Cassie, and I think that she was concerned that she couldn't speak up, and I feel like after she found out that he was about to go down, she felt that in like being able to speak out. So I think other people are coming out saying he's tied down now.
No. They are getting these people to do it. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to bop him. Just kind of the same thing with Deshaun Watson. It's like, okay, I want out of Houston. Oh, you do? All right. Sex assault. 20 people come up out of nowhere. It just seems so convenient. I'm not saying where there's smoke, there's fire. So there's something there, but I just don't know. And I just feel like niggas is hanging them. And then, niggas, we like to see other niggas down. So we just gonna cast a stone on them or whatever. But I don't know. Like I said, I think it's an unfortunate situation. I hope that whatever's justice happens.
Righteous.
Like I said, if there's any underage people that got hurt, or any women that got hurt, I think there needs to be accountability for that. But I don't know about the other stuff, because that other stuff just seems weird to me. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like it's set up. It's something
questionable. It's questionable.
Something fishy out there.
The baby oil with ecstasy in it, though. There's X inside of it. So, I mean, supposedly that's like him drugging people when they go to this party that they didn't want to get.
Who the fuck just puts baby oil when you go?
No. So no. Look, hey, let me get you a massage. Let me get you a massage. So no, because there's people like if there's an old interview with Usher, like before they thought about the internet was about to be like this. Usher made a comment. They were like, oh, how these Diddy parties and stuff like that. Usher made a comment like, yeah, I walked by and there's like orgies and stuff like that in rooms. So yeah, so if people are doing drugs and stuff like that, and then he's like massaging people with baby oil and stuff like that, it gives them, it makes them not realize what they're doing. And it's mixed with something else too. I want to say ecstasy and like fentanyl or something like that. So they forget what even happened. So it's just like it's like a dream that didn't even happen. So yeah, he get in trouble. It's that Bill Cosby got in trouble 40 years later or whatever for some Quaaludes or whatever. So I mean, if he's doing things to like maliciously prevent people from remembering what he did to them sexually, and they didn't want to get done in the butt or whatever, And then also is told that he recorded it, so he's blackmailing them to never say anything about it to get him in trouble.
What do you think?
I believe it was a blind eye turn. Like I'm actually on both ends of what you guys saying because definitely what I chose to saying there's something fishy about it. But one thing I know from personal experience is that fear is a motherfucker. Fear is a motherfucking, and if you feel like your voice is unheard, I know little cuz I got a big family, little cousins that will say they did something just because we all pressing them. Well, really, it was the other cousins. But they used to, yeah. Why would you say fear is a motherfucker? So if you think, because if I don't believe nobody, I believe Cassie.
Yeah.
If I don't believe nobody.
We have evidence. We have evidence of Cassie, right?
So, and she been yelling. She came at him before they finally had to release that video. Because, nobody wants to make the people with the money mad. So I'm like, man, but the rest, I feel like they got him. He definitely pissed somebody up top off. And the people that was once cool with him don't want to get out that maybe they enjoyed that baby oil.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that's implemented in this, and there's a lot of people been on these islands and on these parties and doing all this stuff. So somebody knows something. You know what I'm saying? And they all a part of it. So I think if he gets in trouble, then everybody else get in trouble. Now there's a freaking sex tape of all these artists and these people, and somebody buying it for $500 million. I don't know if that's true, but it was reported.
That's what Jaguar Wright said.
It was reported.
A lot of her stuff is being said.
It was reported on the news.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't that girl. It was reported.
Oh,
and then
she said
even
it first, though. She said it first, and then almost everything that she says comes to light. She's been saying stuff like this for 4 years. Diddy's in trouble. He's been doing it to Usher. He's been doing it to Bieber. Like all these things, and then it's coming to light more and more. And you start listening to some of the music that Bieber had. It's just crazy. So. We don't know what to believe, But I don't want if he hasn't done anything like that, I don't want him to just take a fall for it. You know what I'm saying? I want whoever would be really in charge. If they're just like planning stuff and it really didn't happen.
Too late. It's too late. The only thing that's gonna stop him is that tape, and he's gonna get blackmailed. I don't think he's gonna get any jail time, bro.
Nah, me neither.
I think it's gonna be time served.
He's a billionaire. He's a billionaire.
I think he gonna have to, I don't know, bro. To be honest with you, I don't know.
That's what I'm on. It's really one of them tricky situations because it's to a point if they want you gone, you gone.
Yeah, now they're setting up. Oh, he's trying to he's on suicide watch. He's doing this. I was like, and then if that dude end up dead, come on, bro, y'all planted that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he said he's gonna do he's gonna get some time because it's the feds or whatever.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But then he's also saying the feds are the ones that planted certain things. The feds are the ones that also put the tape out there to the public because he paid off the person for the tape and got the whatever.
He didn't pay him enough.
Supposedly. It was $50,000.
He didn't pay him enough. Yeah. I'd have took the 50 and gave it to him too. Like, come on.
Here you go. DVD copies and everything.
Changed my life, nigga. I got the tape. Let me get a couple mil.
Right? No.
You can have this motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's
real shit, though.
That is real shit. It's like I definitely had wanted y'all's opinion on that either way before you shared that, just because of what you guys talk about, and that's really what we looking at. Look, man, as a black man, I never want to see another black man go through anything dealing with the system. But when we talking about it, man, got to call a spade, man. Come on, man. You knew
something there.
Some of this shit was going. You knew this was gonna happen, bro. In a way, like they interviewed Marlon. I forget who. I don't know if it was on Club Shay Shay or not. But when they asked the man about the P Diddy parties, he said something that I felt everybody that had their head on straight would have said, like, man, he said, man, I left early. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo. Because the rest of y'all knew what time it was. Other than the younger ones, like I say, I feel bad for the Ushers. I feel bad for Justin Bieber. because
Something
it's like
happened.
y'all was in there, but when y'all was still able to be trained.
Right.
So it was like, yo, that like I just feel for them because it's like, man, even if y'all on that type of time, I can't say it was y'all like it was a natural thing. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
But everything else, man, we grown as hell. You can't say it's that liquor. And I don't care. You got to go to the back room before you even get the
Yeah.
drug baby oil. So
Right.
it's like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what it
You
was.
know what
You
it
knew
was.
Yeah.
what time it
You know what
was.
it
You
was.
knew
I ain't
what
trying
time
to
it was.
backtrack. That's what I'm saying. There's somebody that's getting these people and be like, say this. Okay, I'll say it. This is what the person's saying. And if so many people say, even if the shit falls through, there's so many people saying it. It's just like now they gotta see. Your brother said they gonna get hit with the RICO, but how they putting the RICO on what the RICO? Who did he traffic?
Yeah,
No, so
exactly.
no, they have, so there's aerial videos of like property he has in Miami that's close to like where like the custom border is or whatever, like for and you know you've seen what's that movie? There's a show that has like big huge like what are they called, crates or whatever, they're huge, but usually that's
The
what they use
trailers
for
and
traffic.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he's paying off people in customs and stuff like that. He's paying people off to bring these in through the border of different areas or whatever,
Who,
through
underage girls?
people, just people in general, but yes, underage
Oh
humans,
shit.
And he was
regardless,
setting them
male, female,
out.
and
Yeah.
it's like a whole property that's tied to another area of his property, and one of his properties in Florida. So, and it's just like a land that has just these huge, those huge crates that
Yeah.
have like, yeah. And it's just like, what do you have in there? It's not filled with baby oil. You know what I'm saying? It's meant for people. It's theoretically meant for people,
So that's
And
crazy.
you can't say it's too far fetched when you got like Miss Bree mentioned earlier, rest in peace to Kim
Yeah.
Porter, who beautiful woman who was being set out.
Yes.
This was your lady,
Yes.
bruh. Like I said, no disrespect, bruh. You're not doing that. And if anybody even insinuated something like that, I'm sure they'll get four of them.
Yeah.
We got four knuckles on each hand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You get what I
Yeah.
mean? So
On
it's like,
Exactly.
God. On
I can't
God.
say it's too far fetched that, bruh, you set your lady out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wasn't
Now they talk
pimping. We
about
didn't know Diddy as a pimp. We didn't know he was.
yeah.
And where I could be like, okay, well, he did. This ain't Don Juan we talking about. Where you can be like, well,
Yeah.
that's Don
That's
Juan.
that nigga
No.
at church.
Although he did, but he did wear like some like sparkly clothes and dance in the videos, and what I'm saying?
There was no those shits was not pimp clothes, bro. This shit is not pimp clothes.
No, I know.
Now I'm starting to figure out what's up with Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no,
You know what
no,
I'm
that's
saying?
gonna
You know
come
what
up.
I'm saying?
They've already discussed it.
Pac and
They're
Biggie,
bringing
like
it up. They're bringing it up. No, they're bringing it
They
up.
gonna
It's part.
have to.
Yeah, we started getting information on that, and then all of a sudden he put in that request that we had it. They closed it to the public.
that's the shit. That's the shit I believe though. The shit that he was a part of, getting these motherfuckers cooked and I believe that shit.
Yeah.
Cause there's no way somebody gonna kill this somebody that high and not be caught by now. Like somebody wanted it done, somebody wanted it done, and they got it done. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like unsolved murders and that high profile, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did that to stop the retaliation
Well,
part of it, because it was so big. It was so big. I mean, we lived it, you know what I mean? And I just know that even if they knew, people know, the streets know,
Yeah.
who did it. Okay. So, but they did it to the point where if they made it a public, let everybody know, everybody would hate on those. And it would just be a vicious killing consistently on both sides. And, that's what we were worried about with the Kendrick. That's what we were worried about the Kendrick and the
Yeah.
Drake thing. We did not want that to escalate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be that again. We don't want to relive history again. As much as we may hate, you guys, whoever was hating on each rapper, we just didn't want to see that. We don't want to see death upon people, not for a battle.
I say this, and then I definitely got a couple more questions for you guys before I let you go tonight. If this goes the way that I think, and they make Jaguar right,
Ooh.
because I love Jaguar. I love Jaguar. Like
I've been
I
like, I got
love
that
her.
first album. Yeah.
I know a few, I'll say, scarred women, and they don't always be talking crazy. I can't say I believe 100% of what she's saying, but I'm at a cool 75.
Right.
I'm at
Facts.
a cool
Facts.
75 because I'm like, some of that just don't make, and the way she answers some of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just some I'll be like too far fetched, like Jag, you tripping.
Right.
But some of this stuff, it's like it's hitting dead on the head. Like you can't deny the woman said it.
Right.
Exactly this.
Yeah.
Right.
Like she was crying for that girl, Cassie,
Yeah.
before that tape came out. And I'm just like, whoa, that got my attention.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, y'all making her right. If y'all make her right all the way, then you get that's where the Jay-Z's and all that come in
Yep.
for
Exactly.
real.
Yep.
That's when that
Because
comes in.
her
Yep.
son was also killed, and the son was supposed to be sacrificing her, and then he said no, so they killed her son, because he was signed to, was it Rockefeller he was signed to? I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, so let me sip my tea. I'm just telling you.
No,
Yep.
it's real.
Don't come
And
at me. I'm
keep
just
it a
repeating.
bean.
Yeah. You better
Dame
Repeating.
put some
never
juice.
really hung with Jay-Z. Like I am a Jay-Z fan of his pen or his freestyle. I love
Facts.
the music.
Facts.
Love the music.
Yeah.
But like I say, Dame is a real one. There's no line to Dame. So Dame wasn't kicking it with Jay-Z like that. So it's like, is this shit
Damn.
for real?
Yeah.
This
Right.
shit is really, y'all hitting on some shit, man. But I could go into that all day, man.
And
Listen,
Aaliyah too, all that. We can go right down
because
that,
she
right?
wanted Dame and not
Right.
Jay-Z.
Right.
The
Yep.
Oh.
plane was too heavy.
Right.
Luggage,
Right.
luggage.
They
Right.
killed her over that, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And
Yeah.
listen, the Harlem and Dame is why he ain't went there because there is a fucked up underlying rule that the game is the
All
game.
right.
He could know all day, but he can't really say that.
Nah.
Damn, that's
But
crazy.
I guarantee you that's why he probably pimped off and it was over because not too long after that, that's when Rockaway wasn't as popular no more. It
That's it.
started dwindling
All
down.
Yep.
right.
And
So,
now he's over here selling his chain and his whatever stocks he have left. Yeah. So he's he's struggling.
He also made all them rich. Drew Hefe said he also made them all rich though.
yeah, for real. No,
Yeah.
that's facts.
No, he did.
That's
He did.
facts. But
But
you
people
kind of
forget
know,
that real
man.
quick. Once they're in that
Oh,
status.
you always forget. You always forget about what people do for you. You forget
Back.
about that quick. I don't foresee me ever doing that. I just don't have it in me to do that.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how much money I get. I can't.
Even when people screwing us over, we still
Yeah.
don't do that. You know what I
When
mean?
I just
I do get the bag, there are still some people who I do not communicate with to this day that still got a nice little present coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't forgot,
Yeah.
but I just can't fuck with you no more.
Yeah. We're gonna keep her listening, but I'm gonna make sure you good because
That's
I'm a
it.
real
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? It's
I
gonna
ain't
happen.
forgot because it was a time that I ain't have it at all.
Yeah.
And there are
Right.
people that looked out for me, but
Yeah.
those same people cross the line that I don't care, man. We just don't listen. I've known Block over 20 years. Have we had arguments? Absolutely. Has he put me in several chokeholds? Positively.
Mhm.
The line has never been crossed, though.
That's
Never.
it.
And
Yeah.
it never will. I could say that because it's just before it happened, we'll both walk. Man, all
Yeah.
right, man.
All right.
All
Yeah.
right, bro.
All right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, man,
Yeah.
I'm gone, bro. All right, bro. But
Yeah.
so when you see something like that, you cannot hide from that. You
Right.
cannot hide from that because you can see it. You fucked over everybody you knew, and people dropping like flies when certain shit is happening. Man, I could go all day with that, bro. I could go all day with
Yeah.
that.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
One of my final questions to you guys. I got a couple more.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Mm,
it. Music producer,
mm,
host,
mm.
video editor,
Yeah.
social media management, husband, wife, mother, father. How do you guys multitask? Is there a method that you use to hold in so many hats?
This is the hardest thing in the world, bro. I'm serious. If kids get forgotten about, you know what I'm saying? You know, bills get forgotten about, like,
That's not true.
it's just no, I mean
We
not all
we
the
have
time.
we
It's
have
just like
It's organized
it's
chaos, and
organized,
you
yeah.
guys
Sometimes
you
organized
handle it
chaos.
well.
That's exactly
exactly
it.
organized chaos, bro. Like there's no like once we get a team, then hopefully it can start become become
Consistent.
more consistent. But
We wear a lot of hats.
yeah, it's pretty tough, man. It's pretty tough. You gotta go outside because you gotta go with the group, and you gotta
Market
market
yourself.
yourself, and you
Network.
gotta network, and then you gotta try to save some bread because these marketers, these videographers now, bro, they taxing. These editors now, they taxing, bro. It ain't back in the day where they were do it for $50 or $100. No, they taxing per video.
TikTok got him like a rack of $1,000 now. You know what I mean?
So all these people cost us so much money to do stuff. So it's like, man, we gotta just do it ourselves. And then
Plus, we're picky. Plus, when we did pay people, we'd be like in there editing with them, and they're like, do this, do this, do this. Oh, wait, how about this? And so when we're like, we don't want to put somebody through that again. So we just amongst each other, we know that we're picky and we accept that.
Yeah.
And we're okay with it.
So
It's
Bree handles
good.
pretty much the whole podcast on what we're doing topics wise. She does the schedule, wardrobe, what we're wearing, stuff like that. She helps me with the schedule. She does, and then I do more of the setup, and then the editing, and then she helps me out with tips on how to edit on what we should be clipping up and stuff like that. And then we just
reels
together, and then once we get that done, then we make dinner, you know what I'm saying? We have family,
right.
Maybe get a little bit of poop and poom, you know what I'm saying?
Put that in there a little bit.
Put that in there.
Slide that in there real quick.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Then we got our daughter, and then, family, and then life. So we just try to just go, you know what I mean? And then there's a lot of people that do this, and there's no excuses. We got to just be consistent. So that's what we're trying to do, man. We're just trying to be consistent and not give up because, bruh, trust me.
Yeah.
Lizzie, I was like, man, fuck this shit, bro. Like, I only got 6 views. I'm fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's horrible. Yeah.
It can be discouraging.
Like, you put all that work in and nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn, man, I don't want to do this no more. You know what I mean? So, but it's like, I don't want to give up. You know what I mean? Because we gave up once, and look where we could have been if we didn't. So I want to try to see this through until the absolute end, until it's like, okay, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. Then I'll move on. But yeah, man, we just gotta, like you said, organize chaos. That's how it is.
Yeah, man. Listen, I am very grateful to my brother Block Legend 7 because
shout out Block.
Shout out to that brother. That man has taught me to be delusional with myself. There's been times I've just gotten used to the reason I got the numbers I got are from 3 viral videos, and they just stuck around. Interaction is crazy. It's like, but I've become delusional because the mission is bigger than just, okay, that's fine. Because guess what? The moment it becomes popular, everybody's going to be there like, oh, snap, Miss Bree, I always knew you was going to do your shows. And I knew it, bro. Remember that time? Hey, bro. Y'all know algorithms. I see y'all share shit all the time. Y'all don't come on, man. Does it hurt to do it? Does it hurt? Are you hovering over the heart, like with the thumb, and it's like, but then you scroll and then you see somebody famous, you go right for it. Come on, man.
I know.
Come on.
It's real easy to support.
Come on, man.
That's one of our things we are strong about. We do want to support people.
Yeah, I try to support everybody. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you're new or big or small or nothing. If it's something dope, I'm gonna share it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's it. That's all.
Dope is dope. Period. I'm not saying you have to do everything, but if it's something that's dope, don't be hateful and be like a hater. No, I'm not gonna share it. Share that shit.
Yeah.
Share it.
Yeah.
It can change somebody's life. You know what I mean? And that's what we're here for.
That's fact.
That's what we're here for.
One of the 2 final questions.
These questions growing a bit. It's cool. We love it. This is a great conversation. This is great. We love it.
I appreciate that. In my opinion, you guys are extremely successful in your show, and it's like the greatest cliffhanger. I can't wait to see what's next. So with that said, in your professional opinion, what does it take to create and manage a successful show?
Consistency.
You talking that block
You know
talk,
what I'm
Chosen.
saying?
Consistency.
It's because you can't post once and then 3 months later try to post again.
That's it.
You got to be in their face
All the time.
You know what I mean? So
Consistent.
that's the only thing that I can think. And I think we still have room to be better.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I just think
Well,
that
that's the other thing. Also, improvement. Seeing where your flaws are within it and keep growing. You're not going to get anywhere unless you keep growing. Nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? But I also think that by us just being, what's the word I was going to say? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
No, you didn't.
I know we do it all the time. I'm sorry. Just us being ourselves and being able to discuss the topics that we do. I think that makes it no, easier, you want to say.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just like I said, man, we gotta be consistent. Like we can't wait. Can't just be like, oh, I'll do it later. You gotta no procrastinating. Just gotta do the freaking podcast, cut that shit up. If you gotta stay up to 5 o'clock in the fucking morning and get up at 7, you gotta fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Until you're able to get a team that'll do it for you. You gotta do it yourself.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I can think of.
And then get out your own way. I think it's mostly me. I'm speaking to myself because he's always the one that's like, let's go. I don't care. I'm like, but my hair's not done. My nail, I don't have a tan. My makeup's not, who gives a shit? And sometimes in the beginning, I was like, I would never air this big. In the beginning, it was like not good quality. I looked terrible. You could see the pounds on me, everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh Lord, you know what I mean? And I feel like, but I was glad I did it because I got out of my way, you know what I mean? And I just feel like by me not worrying about being what I look like or whatever the circumstances are, I feel like that's helped us be where we are right now, and we're still growing. We're still getting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You guys are look for I on the outside looking in, man, you guys are gargantuan. And it's
Wow.
gonna only get bigger. They can't defeat real. Right now, the city is all robo-copped up. No, that was Judgment Day where they had the people in the sewers. We may be in the sewers,
Yeah.
but eventually they got up out of those sewers and they were the realest ones. And that's how I see it. So
Yeah.
I feel like we have to continue to support each other like we do. I see what you guys do. And it's like, it needs to be, I can't wait to chop this up and show that nobody thought to interview the interviewers. Like I said, I'm going to keep saying that because y'all have a story too. Y'all have a story and you get to share it with us. Final question.
Sir.
Finally.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a personal and professional question. Other than you said, because you mentioned Chosen that you would, y'all would have kept going and y'all wouldn't have stopped. Other than that, since your journey and where you are thus far and where you guys are going to go, which is up, is there anything you would have done different? If so, what and why?
I would have protected the bag. Nigga, I blew the bag.
He will cry.
Talk about it, brother. I've
Crying in the
been there.
car.
I've been there. I've been there.
Listen, bro.
True.
Like, I got the bag. I had the artist. I just was not mentally there, and I just was doing this and spinning this and doing this for everybody, taking the team out, buying everybody hotels and flying everybody out and trying to because I want to make everybody feel like they
That's real. Yeah.
and I blew the bag on the wrong thing. So I think if that were to happen again, I would be a little bit more cautious and actually let my wife handle the finances because I ain't deal with the finances, bro. I'm just
That's
gonna
what
tell
I
you right
do.
now.
That's my
I'm
role in
guilty.
our family.
I want it. It's mine. How much was it? I don't know. I just got it. Like, oh.
So,
You didn't check the price. I'm like, what?
And
it's bad.
I just, marketing. I would do better marketing. That's it. I just think that if I could do it all over again, that's what I would do. I would protect the bag and just put everything in marketing.
Yeah.
Fuck everything else because I trying to do everything else. I should have put it all in the marketing. You know what I'm saying? And try to figure out how to trick the system to grow the bread. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think I would have did differently.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, B?
You got
Yeah,
Miss B.
I would have put my foot down more because I am the kind of person who whenever I've wanted something specific, I'm very like, no, this is gonna happen. And usually I get him to come around to be like, okay, yeah, that time I didn't want to hinder him from his dream. I wanted to be supportive as a wife and say, you know what, okay, yeah, do what you need to do, because I didn't want to be the one, if it wasn't successful based upon me like hindering him, I didn't want to be the responsible one in our marriage. So I do wish that I had at least put my foot down a little bit more with some of the finances part of it, because he needed to take care of here first, and
Yeah.
then you could have, but I allowed him, like, go ahead, all right, just, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
just
Gotta
all
let
work
gotta
for
let
Listen,
us
2
play.
I
years.
choked the
We'll be
family.
homeless.
I choked the family out, bro. I choked the family out. I used everything.
Sure did.
I mean,
Sure did.
niggas went from Ruth Chris to damn near McDonald's in 30 seconds, bro. Like it was bad. Like when niggas was hurting for a minute. Like it took us a minute to get out of it. But yeah, the marketing was everything. And I think I don't want to even bring it up because it makes me so freaking
He
mad.
gets mad about it, but
And I still blame her. I'm like, why didn't you stop me? Uh,
but at the same
But
time, I'm glad I'll take the blame. And the reason why is because he got to see out his dream and try it. And so I feel like I think that's what makes us successful too, is that I'm supportive of his choices, what he wants to do. And I think that's why we're doing the podcast too
I
now.
can tell you what not to do.
yeah,
You know what
You know
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying?
yeah,
We've been there. We've
yeah.
been there. So, and I'm not saying that, it was the best decision to do that because it was a suffering financially, but at the same time, I'd rather have tried and been unsuccessful than not tried at all.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Money will come. Money is like water. It just is gonna keep coming. So I'm not worried about it.
I already loved you guys. Now I can officially say, now you can't get rid of
No,
me.
Oh no,
If you
we
see
banned
a big if you see a big 5'6" Chicago dude with colored dreads on your porch, mind your business and bring a nigga some lemonade. I'm
yeah.
thirsty out here. You know
Uh,
what I'm saying? Water or
yeah,
something, you know?
we gonna cook for
got
you,
you.
bro. No,
Yeah,
it's home cooking over here, baby.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just have to say, man, please don't stop, because if nobody else tells you, I will, that you guys are amazing. The topics are hot. These are conversations that need to be had. I see nothing but success if you continue. Because with the things that's going on now, listen, there are so many of us that still need people like you. We still need you, man. I mean that I am so grateful for this episode. Y'all on my 99th episode. Next week I'll be at 100. So I know I'm lucky I got you both. I
Yeah.
told Block he thought he was just chosen, and then he called me. Block be busy, so we usually text through. See, and iPhone agrees apparently. We usually text, you know what I'm saying? We do the voice notes. Block is always moving. Block called. He said, "Yo, so you got chosen too?" Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I got chosen." Then come through. He said, "Yo, both of them come." Say, "Yeah, Miss Bree on there too." He said, "Man, this is huge. This is huge." Block don't even really talk like that for real. So I was just as excited. You know what I mean? Because that's how I came at. I'm like, man, I would like both, but I wanted to talk to y'all because people need to know. Y'all can have all that fake shit because everybody is,
Right.
sharing that shit. You know what? The handful of us are gonna keep us alive. So thank you for your service to our community.
No,
And
thank
that's
you.
real
No,
shit.
thank you.
No, I was so surprised that you even reached out with those kind words. It's like, wow, I didn't even know. You know what I mean? And then I just want to thank you because you don't understand how people be feeling sometimes. And just from you reaching out, it made us want to be better, made us want to do more. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it's like, oh man, there's people that are out there that are still watching. And you're from the Midwest, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I'm
I
straight
know.
up Midwest. I'm Ohio, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yes,
So,
yes.
and it was just like, dang, that's crazy out there, and just to show that love and then even
Yeah.
be interested in what we're doing is just amazing, man. I really, really appreciate you. You don't understand.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
It's
Any
because
final
real
thoughts?
recognizes
Oh, please,
real,
yeah.
right? Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
look,
Right?
that's what it
That's
is,
what it is,
though.
right?
That's what it is, I don't care what people think, man. Everybody is looking for the clout chase of it. And you said it, Miss Bree, the bag will
Yeah.
come. But
Mhm.
you know what? We won't forget those times that we needed that little push.
That's it.
I got people that just stopped responding.
Mm.
Looked, and I guess I'm not big enough. I get it. But I'm okay. Keep that same energy.
Right.
But I've got people that's self-made millionaires that said, sure, just because I wanted to talk to them. And I'm telling you, that's what keeps me going. You guys are what keeps me going because I'm like, yo, they not following a fad. They not trying to say, man, y'all are
Yeah.
y'all. Straight up. Man, it have been a couple episodes. I'm looking at you, Chosen, like, man, I'm not feeling that shit. And that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like regular cons, like, man, he tripping right now. No,
He's
that's
tripping right
facts
now.
like that.
Hella, yeah.
That's facts like that. Like, now how could you say that? That's the energy
See,
I
you see,
love.
that's what I have to go through all the time. No, it's like,
Yeah.
But I love
Yeah,
that,
Bree,
bruh.
I never did a podcast like this, but I want to actually have
no,
you
this is
guys.
dope.
We
Yeah.
you should come on the show. We do it like this. You know what I'm saying too?
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll figure
You're
out.
like,
Well,
yes.
yeah, no, yo, because we'll like to get your opinion too, because we could talk about some shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I know in the beginning you was keeping it a little politically correct. You know what I'm saying? I know you want to go in.
Keep it real.
You know what I'm saying? So no. Let's we'll chop it up and try to hit you up and we'll see when you're available.
I
If,
would be absolutely honored.
oh hell yeah, hell yeah.
Absolutely. I didn't prepare a speech. I'd like to thank my mom. God, first and foremost, shouts out to the big dog. Yes,
Yeah.
man. Let's
Okay.
continue to work, brother.
Okay.
Let's y'all. Like I said, you can't get rid of me now. Can't get
Yeah.
rid of me now.
It was.
And I want to see us win because we're becoming extinct. I hate to say it, but we are. But when I see that, when I see people like y'all, I'm like, okay, we still here. We
Yeah.
still
We're
here.
last of the dying breed. This generation right here is the last of us.
Yeah.
And no, we got to keep it going.
Shit. Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
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 For real.
I
Shit.
appreciate the shit. Any final thoughts before we go? What's coming next with the Chop Shop podcast show? Anything we need to know, look forward to before we get up out of here?
Yeah, man. We're gonna revamp the whole set. Bree's gonna do the decorations. We're gonna next season gonna have some, you know what I mean, different colors, different things popping.
We just recently introduced the mic, which is the artist spotlight. That's new, because music is within us. I don't know if you had a chance to check it out. We've had a few that we've posted, and it's just basically, the microphone. We have a red mic because we usually have our red set. That's our image, but just showcasing new talent and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so just kind of getting like the music side of it.
We're gonna bring the Tiny Desk feature, bring the band out.
Yeah, so we're gonna
and then
do elements of that.
Perfect album gonna drop the first quarter. You know what I mean? Finally. You know what I'm saying? So we got to drop the whole Perfect album. So we're gonna have some things going. You know what I mean? And y'all gonna be a part of it. So that's dope. You know what I'm saying? So
That's what I love to hear, man. Again, I thank you. You can't get rid of me. Don't try, because I will find you. I might not can't run fast, but consider me the fat version of Michael Myers. You know how they be running.
yeah, we
I'll
sure got.
eventually get there.
Yep.
I will eventually get there. Let's keep it going, man.
Hey, he catches
Thank
up though
you.
at the end of the day. He still catches up, so
That's
just
all
give
I'm
it a
saying.
right.
That's
He's
all
there already.
I'm saying. I'm gonna let y'all have your Wednesday, and I'm gonna thank everybody for tuning in to the Logic Lounge with Fleazy Jones. That's me, episode 99. Who able to get a whole power couple on their podcast. That's not a podcast, it's a show. Like, come on,
Let's
man.
go.
Miss Bree, chosen the God. I'ma end it how I always end it. I tell them living off good instinct counts. So always keep your logic. We love y'all.
Love y'all.
See you next week.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Thank you.
Later.
Bye.
Thank you.